Hello students, today we are going to cover Business Studies, Chapter 1, Understanding Business Activity, and we consider this as Part 1.1, Business Activity, and Section Understanding Business Activity. And the important topics we are going to cover are needs, wants, the difference, economic problem, four factors of production, scarcity, opportunity cost, and few others. Let's start. The first thing is need. What are the needs? In simple word, I would say it's a must for me to live. It's a simple must for you, and it's a simple must for all of us to live. For example, I can't live without oxygen, I can't live without food, I can't live without water, and I have to have something to move from one place to another. Needs are the basic things, and these have to be there for us to be here. We can't live without these things. We can't live without water. We can't live if we don't get the food. And if there is no air, no oxygen, it's impossible for us to live. Then we have wants. It's not a must. For example, you can live without a perfume. You can live without a branded water bottle. You can live without an expensive meal. You can live without an sports car. These are the wants, the luxuries. You want to take your life to next level if you are going to ask for a want or a desire or the luxury. And these, the wants and the needs, have major difference. The necessities are called needs, and we can't live without these. This is the basic level of the life. If the foundation of the life is there, not there, how would we stand our life? Then is the next level, the level of desires and luxuries. And yes, we can live without these wants, the next level thing. What are these? We have already shared, discussed. These can be expensive car, this can be a branded water bottle, this can be a very expensive meal from a very luxurious hotel, or a very expensive perfume. So the major difference is we can't live without needs, we can live without wants. And it's easy to afford a need like simple water, simple food, whereas it's not easy to afford if it's a want, an expensive perfume or it's an expensive car. What is an economic problem? You must have heard about a welfare state, a state which gives basic things to all of its citizens. If, for example, someone has no job, someone has no means of employment or earning, the government or the state will provide them food, education, health, and shelter in some cases. And in case the country's situation is bad, the economic situation is bad, they are having economic problems, they will not be able to fulfill the requirement of food for everyone, education for everyone, shelter or home for everyone, and health for everyone, because they are having economic problem. It's not only the money, the rupees or the dollars issue. The economic problem is basically the capacity and the limited resources, the size of their resource box. If they can provide home to all, and that's good, they are not having any kind of economic problem. But that's not possible if a huge quantity is required. For example, they can provide to a few, homes to a few, but not to the whole poor population. We will say the fundamental economic problem results from the mismatch between limited resources and the unlimited wants. For example, there is a company which want to expand. They have the opportunity to cater a new market or new segment. By making little changes they can cater another market, another segment of society, but they are having limited resources. For example, they don't have money. For example, they don't have that kind of raw material. For example, they need extra piece of land for expansion in their business. That will be economic problem because they will have limited resources and they cannot cover up to make an expansion. So economic problem can be